Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. It looks fine now. Right. And today, ladies, we're going to speak about really interesting topic. We'll be speaking about living abroad and yeah, moving to some other country or living for some time in a different country. And you can see here, yes, some pictures of different countries, yes, of different cities, people traveling. Tell me, please, what's your idea? Would you personally like to spend a longer time in any other country? And if yes, why? If not, why not? So, Ksenia, how about you? Do you think you would like to spend some longer time in another country?
Yes, I'd like to. And I thought about this question yesterday because my colleagues who works with me some years ago uh,
Mhm.
uh, went from work and she
She left
go
the workplace, yeah?
left from work
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
went to Turkey for
Uh-huh.
2 months.
Oh,
And when I told this information my husband, he said that it's bad idea. I would like to go to Thailand for 2 months, and
okay.
I agreed with him.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. Right.
but not for 1 year.
Mhm.
Uh, but I think it's a good idea for recovering.
Okay, for a couple of months, yes.
Yes,
Right. And why do you think you would like to go to Thailand and spend some time there? And why exactly Thailand?
it's a place tip of my soul. Maybe
Oh,
I
okay.
like
Yeah.
this culture, this food, and uh, I'm I'm not afraid hot and wet weather,
Mhm.
uh, and
Mhm.
um, maybe it's a good place for me.
Okay, okay, right. That's so interesting. And if, let's imagine, if you went to Thailand for 2 months, would you like to continue working or studying, or would you prefer just do nothing and enjoy the beach and the climate and the nature?
I think that I I rather to да,
Uh-huh.
так? Я
I'd
забыла.
rather, и что?
I'd,
I'd rather.
I'd rather just have rest, but after 1 month, I think I will I want to do something,
Yes,
but
it can get boring.
I don't know because I've never have this experience.
Yes, it's well worth trying. Yes, it's worth trying. Very good. Okay, Ksenia, thank you so much. That's interesting. Irin, how about you? Would you like to live in another country for some time? And if yes, why? If not, why not?
Well, in general, I agree with Ksenia. I've never had this experience, and maybe it would be interesting, but I can't imagine what I um will do for this for a long period abroad. Uh,
Mhm.
for months, I can spend a lot of time in resting, some excursions and something like this. But after that, I don't know what to do, and I think I would miss my parents, my close friends, and my home.
Yes, okay. Irina, and let's imagine that you decided to live abroad for some time. What country would you choose? So
It's a difficult
definitely
question for me.
knows that it is Thailand. What about you?
It's difficult for me because I was in Turkey among foreign countries, and that's all. And maybe I agree with Ksenia. I'd prefer to choose a warm country, a country with a warm climate, than something like Norway or Finland. I think the weather in these countries is more colder than
Is
than
colder?
is colder than Thailand or Turkey.
Yes, that's true. It's very funny. It's very typical situation when you ask Russian people, where would you like to go? Everyone says, I want somewhere warm. Yes. Nothing else plays any role. Yeah, I just want somewhere warm. Yes,
Yeah.
ladies, I can quite understand. Uh-huh.
And warm climate has one more advantage. If you have a little child, you не нужно, you you don't have to redress your child many times.
Yes, that's right. It's a good advantage. Yes. By the way, it's also a good advantage for adults as well. You can just, wear a t-shirt and some shorts, and there you go. Yes,
Yes.
you don't need to worry about it. Lovely. Okay, ladies. And let's imagine again, you decided to go to some country for longer time. What do you think? What kind of things would you want to know before you go? What kind of information would you like to know about the country? Mm-hmm.
A lot of information about
Okay.
climate, about some sites, about closest, как сказать, посольство.
Consulates, yeah? Or embassies.
Embassies. What type of money used in this country, where you can find cheap food and cheap shops, because if you go somewhere for the short time, you have you can buy food or some things in all shops, not thinking about price, but if you spend a lot of time in some place, you should think about money too.
Yes, sure. Very nice. Ksenia, what things would you like to know about the country when you go?
I think about laws in this country, and maybe a special traditional behavior.
Very good. Yes.
Behavior. No, what else?
Okay.
Maybe
You said about laws. What kind of laws would be the most important for you to know?
For example, if I would to go Арабские Эмираты,
Mhm.
как они?
To Arabian
Uh,
Emirates.
Arabian Emirates, it's not usual law like drink alcohol, maybe smoke, I don't know, and how I should wear
Yeah, dress. Yeah, how I should
dress,
dress.
yes, and maybe my behavior, because in Russian women more freedom
Mhm.
in our talk and behavior generally.
Very good.
And for
Yeah,
example, in Thailand, you mustn't give ракушки.
Sorry, which ones?
Ракушки.
Shells. Mhm, shells.
Shells, put shells and move to home.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes,
You mustn't.
yes, because it's как принадлежит.
It belongs to.
It belongs to king.
Oh, wow! I didn't know
Yes,
that actually.
yes, it's very dangerous and criminals. Yes.
Yes, that's interesting. Yeah, you really need to know about some laws. Once I've been to Tunis, and what was interesting, you mustn't take money. Yeah, Tunisian money. I don't remember what the money calls. You mustn't take the money out of the country. Yeah, so if they catch you at the border, you've got a problem. Yes. So if you have some money, you have to change it to any other money, dollars, euros, whatever, but you mustn't take the money out of the country. Yes, also very
it's interesting.
unusual
Yes.
laws. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Ksenia, that was a good idea. Right. Erin, have you got any more things that you would like to know?
Yes, and people should think about medicine and place of close hospital or some doctor's office and think about medical insurance before a long trip, before
Exactly.
any trip.
Yes, short or long, whatever. Yes, you need to know your conditions, yes, of your medical insurance. Yeah, and you need to check out the places. Very good idea, very useful. Okay, Ksenia, something more?
I think we should think about flat or house and rent. Maybe we should think about it earlier.
Yes, if possible, yes.
Yes.
Right.
And it will be useful to read some advice about мошенников.
About some criminals, you can say, or frauds.
Yes.
Yeah, fraud.
Yes.
Я напишу. Yeah. True. Very good idea. Lovely. Okay, ladies, super nice. And I just would like to focus on a couple of things that we were talking about. Have a look at this sentence. What is missing? What is missing?
Afraid of.
Oh, yes. To be afraid, to be afraid of somebody or something. Yes, please do not forget about the preposition. Yes. Then, Ksenia, how do you say one more time? Я бы предпочла или я бы лучше? How do you say it one?
With rather,
Yes, yes.
I'd rather.
Yes, отлично. Это было здорово помнить эту структуру, эту фразу, yeah? I'd rather have a rest, I'd rather just enjoy the beach and whatever. I'd rather, yes? Можно сказать I would prefer или I'd rather было классно. Окей. How would you say, Ирин, do you remember the phrase «оно того стоит»? Или «стоит»?
It's worth it.
Super. Okay. Yes, it was the phrase I just reminded you. Okay. Okay. Then I've got a sentence. Please have a look. Do you like everything? I can spend time in resting.
Spend
Mhm.
time resting, listening.
Yeah, doing something without ing. Yes, you don't need ing. Okay, right. How about this sentence? Is it okay?
No. I've been in Turkey, to Turkey.
I've been in Turkey. Или
I've
to, have you ever been to? Yes, I've been to Turkey. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good job.
I was
So,
in Turkey in 2021. Мгм.
Окей, very good. Ага, Ксения, запомнили, как были ракушки? No?
Shells.
Shells, that's very good. Shells or seashells, yeah? Right. You ladies were speaking about the place to live. It can be a hotel, apartment, whatever. How can we call this with one word? So any place to stay or to live in.
Apartment.
But it can be a hotel. It doesn't have to be apartment. It can be a house.
Мгм.
There is one word for it, accommodation.
М.
Accommodation in Russian it would be like размещение, какое-то место, размещение, место, где жить. Yeah, accommodation. A really useful word because it can be anything, right? It can be apartment, house, hotel, hostel. We need accommodation. Yes. Okay, good. And one more thing, yes, one more word, which was a good one to know. Мошенничество или мошенники. Давайте возьмем мошенничество как сам crime. Это называется fraud. Yes, fraud.
Scam.
Which is
Слово. Scam.
can be also, yes, can be also. Yes. Let me see if there is any difference. Да, как синонимы. So, synonyms. Yeah. Complete synonyms. Okay. Yes. Right. And it can be whatever. It can be, I don't know, digital fraud or scam, yes, or I don't know, whatever, yes. And they are used as synonyms. Okay, lovely. So let's go on. And yes, we're going to listen to a podcast of a student who is planning to study in the UK for some time in London. So listen to a podcast for students planning to study in London. In what order are the topics mentioned? You've got here 4 topics. Look at them, please. Have a look, some topics that we have also discussed, yes, like the doctor, yeah, greeting people with some local traditions, yeah. Okay. So, do you understand these 4 topics?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Then please listen and put them in order as you hear them. Let's go.
Unit 3, Recording 6.
Hello there, my name's Elaine Sweeney and I'm here to explain some of the things you'll need to be aware of while you're studying in the UK. It's great to know you've chosen London as your study destination, and I hope this short podcast helps you prepare for your trip. So, firstly, entering the country. When you get to passport control at the airport, they may tell you that you are required to register with the police. There's a link on our website to help you with this. But remember, if you have a short-term study visa, then you're not required to register. In other words, if your visa says you're allowed to enter the country for up to 11 months, then this doesn't apply to you. I'm afraid we're not allowed to give advice on visa issues directly, so if you have any problems, the best thing to do is to contact the government department that controls who's allowed into the country, the Home Office. While you're here, we hope you have a great time and don't have any problems. But if you do have a serious accident or illness, the number to call is 999. Say that you need an ambulance. You won't need to pay anything or have health insurance if you pay the health charge as part of your visa. So when you apply for your visa, ask if you can pay extra to make sure you're covered while you're here. If it's not an emergency, it's best to go to one of the many walk-in centres. These are places where you can see a doctor without an appointment. You may be required to show your passport for non-urgent treatment. Next, we come to public transport. Unlike in many other places, you don't have to pay by cash or buy a ticket if you're taking tubes or buses in London. You can use a contactless credit card. Just push it down on the machine as you enter the station or the bus. What else? Well, one thing you might find strange when you're here is that most people tend to avoid conversation with strangers on the bus or train. Oh, and to avoid troubling other passengers, you should wear headphones if you're playing music or watching videos on your phone. Now, out on the street, when you're at a pedestrian crossing, you're not supposed to cross until you see the green man, although many people do. Oh, and one more thing. When you're crossing the road, remember that we drive on the left-hand side of the road here. And finally, to finish off for today, I'd just like to give you some advice on ways of greeting people when you meet them. This varies a lot in the UK, as it does in many countries, I suppose. In formal meetings, and when meeting someone for the first time, it's usual to shake hands. When people know each other well, they may kiss each other on the cheek. If they're very good friends, they may also give each other a hug, or not. If you're not sure what to do, it's best to wait and see what the other person is going to do first. Right, that's all from me for now. Hope you found it helpful, and goodbye.
Hey, good job. All right. So, Ksenia, what's the first topic?
What to do when you first arrive.
Oh, okay. Erin, what's next topic?
What to do if you need a doctor?
Exactly. Ksenia, the next one was
Using public transport.
exactly. And Erin?
Different ways of greeting people.
Exactly. So, ladies, did it seem easy or difficult for you to catch the information?
A bit difficult, a lot of information.
A lot of
Yes,
information. Ksenia?
If I just heard
Mhm.
I understand her, but when I concentrate on your accent, maybe I don't hear anything.
Oh, anything or something, I hope. Yes. Okay. Yes, she actually speaks quite fast, right? And she gives a lot of information. That's not super easy to understand. But ladies, I hope generally you got her message. We're going to listen to it one more time, yes? And you have a chance to get more information. So I'd like you to listen again and take notes on what recommendations does she give to students in the UK. All right, so listen again and take some notes. Okay, ready to go?
Yes.
Yes, all right.
Unit 3, Recording 6.
Hello there. My name's Elaine Sweeney, and I'm here to explain some of the things you'll need to be aware of while you're studying in the UK. It's great to know you've chosen London as your study destination, and I hope this short podcast helps you prepare for your trip. So, firstly, entering the country. When you get to passport control at the airport, they may tell you that you are required to register with the police. There's a link on our website to help you with this. But remember, if you have a short-term study visa, then you're not required to register. In other words, if your visa says you're allowed to enter the country for up to 11 months, then this doesn't apply to you. I'm afraid we're not allowed to give advice on visa issues directly, so if you have any problems, the best thing to do is to contact the government department that controls who's allowed into the country, the Home Office. While you're here, we hope you have a great time and don't have any problems. But if you do have a serious accident or illness, the number to call is 999. Say that you need an ambulance. You won't need to pay anything or have health insurance if you pay the health charge as part of your visa. So when you apply for your visa, ask if you can pay extra to make sure you're covered while you're here. If it's not an emergency, it's best to go to one of the many walk-in centres. These are places where you can see a doctor without an appointment. You may be required to show your passport for non-urgent treatment. Next, we come to public transport. Unlike in many other places, you don't have to pay by cash or buy a ticket if you're taking tubes or buses in London. You can use a contactless credit card. Just push it down on the machine as you enter the station or the bus. What else? Well, one thing you might find strange when you're here is that most people tend to avoid conversation with strangers on the bus or train. Oh, and to avoid troubling other passengers, you should wear headphones if you're playing music or watching videos on your phone. Now, out on the street, when you're at a pedestrian crossing, you're not supposed to cross until you see the green man, although many people do. Oh, and one more thing. When you're crossing the road, remember that we drive on the left-hand side of the road here. And finally, to finish off for today, I'd just like to give you some advice on ways of greeting people when you meet them. This varies a lot in the UK, as it does in many countries, I suppose. In formal meetings, and when meeting someone for the first time, it's usual to shake hands. When people know each other well, they may kiss each other on the cheek. If they're very good friends, they may also give each other a hug, or not. If you're not sure what to do, it's best to wait and see what the other person is going to do first. Right, that's all from me for now. Hope you found it helpful, and goodbye.
Perfect, perfect. Let's see. I suggest going, the topics as she was talking about. So the first part was about what to do when you first arrive. Erin, what did you get on this part?
She said that when you get passport control, you need to register in police. If your visa is longer than 11 months, if you have the visa which 11 months or shorter, you don't need to register in police, and if you have some questions, you need to ask government in government appliance.
Yes, that's right. It could be. Okay, okay, very nice. Yes, and she used the word register. Yes, register. Okay, that's good. Anything else?
No.
I think that's it. Yes, and this is actually about the laws that we were speaking about. Yes, you need to know if you have to register, if you don't have to register. Yes, in Russia, by the way, all people have to register if they stay longer than a week. Yes, they have to register at the police station. So you need to know these rules. Okay, then B, what to do if you need a doctor, Ksenia? What do we do in this case?
If you had some accident, you can call 999 and say that you need ambulance, and you can pay cash, or but if you have it depends on your visa.
Exactly, right? So when you apply for the visa, you may pay extra to cover the insurance. Yeah? Okay, correct, Ksenia. And so you said about some accident. What if it is not very urgent? What do I need to do if it's not very urgent?
I understand that you can you can go visa place. Не поняла.
Not a visa place, but any centers, to any centers, yes, and you don't need an appointment for that. Okay, urgent. Urgent — это что-то срочное или не срочное? If it is not urgent. Давайте глянем, куда нам надо идти. Yes. Erin, what you were speaking about, it was the home office, yeah? 911, okay. Так, if it's not an emergency, the best is to go to many walk-in centers. Ну, walk-in centers — это какие-то вот центры в пешей доступности, да, там часто написано doctor, and you can hop in, yeah? Walk-in centers. And in these places, you usually don't need an appointment, yeah? Okay. Right. The next part was about public transport. Erin, go ahead.
They don't use cash or some tickets in public transport. They usually use a contact list credit card. You need to push down in the machine this card.
Actually, it was like that. You don't have to use a ticket, yeah? You may, but you don't have to use it. You can use just your contactless, yeah? Which means without a contact, yes? Contactless credit card. Mm. Good. And then what else was said about public transport?
She said that people in England tend to avoid conversations with strangers, and if you don't have any problem with other passengers, you should use headphones if you listen to music in your phone or some another device.
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 That's right. Yes, yes. Because they tend to avoid disturbing other passengers,
Yes.
right? Okay, good job. Ksenia, how about ways of greeting people? What is recommended?
It's if it's a formal meeting, or you you meet people for the first time, you just to shake hands, and if it's your it's your best friend, you can hug or not.
Yes, or not? Uh-huh.
And if you don't know what to do, you just can wait what another people will do.
Exactly. Such a good recommendation, yes. If you are not sure, look around, yes, and see what people do. Okay, so ladies, here I've yes,
A
yes,
short
Iris.
question. She speak about some green man. I don't understand what about it.
Okay, okay. It's about a traffic light. Do you know a traffic light?
Светофор.
Yes, that's right. And in Russia, mostly we just have the whole light in a green color. In some European countries, it's not all the green round, but there is a man and it is in the color. Yes. For example, in Germany, we also have a green man here. Ampelmann. It's called Ampelmann. I'll show you, yes, so that you get it. Yeah. So it looks like that. Yeah, this way. Yes. Nice ones, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes. And yes, and if it is red, he's standing like that. Yes, so you're not allowed to go. Right. By the way, it was also a very interesting thing in Germany, at least. It was a huge debate. As I told you probably before, yes, so women are fighting for their rights, and they say that traffic lights in Germany are sexist because they show a man, not a woman. Yes, and it was a huge debate. Why is that a man but not a woman? So in some places you can also see a woman then, right? Yes, so it's super funny, right? Okay, ladies. Okay, good job. Now let's look at some sentences and we'll decide whether these sentences are true or false. You mentioned a lot of information. Let's see, yeah, exactly in these sentences. Irin, would you like to take the first one, read it out for us and say, do you think it's true or false?
Everyone entering the UK to study has to register with the police. False. Because if you have visa shorter than 11 months, you don't have to register with the police.
Very good. Okay, Ksenia, take number 2.
If you have a short-term study visa, you can stay in the country for almost a year. I don't know, maybe false.
Erin,
sure.
what do you
I
any
think
ideas
it's
here?
true. It's true.
Mhm.
You can stay in the country for 11 months.
11 months, I guess so. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Mhm. Yeah, somewhere here, yeah.
When you get to passport control at the airport, they may tell you that you are required to register with the police. There's a link on our website to help you with this. But remember, if you have a short-term study visa, then you're not required to register. In other words, if your visa says you're allowed to enter the country for up to 11 months, then this doesn't apply to you.
Yes. So short-term visa is 11 months visa, right? Which is almost a year, right? So the sentence is
True.
okay. Erin, then your turn, number 3.
If you get very ill, you should call 911. It's false. You should call 999.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. You need to be careful. Right. Ksenia, how about the 4th?
It's not possible to see a doctor unless you make an appointment first.
It's a good word here. Unless. Если не, да? Невозможно увидеть врача, если вы не запишетесь.
It's false.
Yes. Where do you need to go if you don't have an appointment? Yeah. So they are called walk-in centers.
Walk-in center.
Walk-in centers. Yes. Walk-in. Good. Erin, number 5.
You don't need a ticket to use public transport in London. It's true. You can use only a contactless credit card.
Exactly. You may have a ticket or just the card. Right. Ksenia, and 6.
People often kiss each other on the cheek, even is in business meeting. Good cheek.
Here, this is cheek.
No, it's false.
Yes. Why?
There are many type of greeting.
Yes, but at business meetings they don't do it. What do? You told us they
Shake hands.
They don't kiss each other. Yes, on cheek. They just shake hands. Exactly. But if it is your friend, then it might be the case, yeah? They often kiss each other or hug each other or not, or just say hello. It depends. Yeah, it depends. Okay. And these were some kind of rules that are good idea to know before you visit London, right? We're going to listen to some sentences. Here they are. And you need to listen and choose what you hear. Do you hear you are required to or must? Yeah. So what do you hear in every situation, in every sentence? Ready to listen?
Yes.
Yes, let's go.
Unit 3. Recording 7. 1.
You are required to register with the police.
2.
If you have a short-term study visa, then you're not required to register.
3.
If your visa says you're allowed to enter the country for up to 11 months, then this doesn't apply to you.
4.
I'm afraid we're not allowed to give advice on visa issues.
5.
You don't have to pay by cash or buy a ticket if you're taking tubes or buses in London.
6.
You should wear headphones if you're playing music or watching videos on your phone.
7.
When you're at a pedestrian crossing, you're not supposed to cross until you see the green man.
Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, so Ksenia, how about the first one? What do you have?
You are required to register with the police.
Very good. Irene, next one.
If you have a short-term study visa, then you are not required to register.
Okay. If we look at the first sentence, what do you think? Is it necessary to do, or you can do if you like? Sentence 1.
It's necessary.
It's absolutely necessary, yeah, because it's a rule. And number 2, you're not required to register. Is it necessary to register, or you don't have to do it?
You don't have to do it. It's
Don't
not
have.
absolutely required.
Yes, it's not necessary. Ksenia, take number 3, please.
If your visa says you're allowed to enter the country for up to 11 months.
Then this doesn't apply to you, right? If you are allowed to enter the country, can you enter the country or not?
Can.
Yes, you can, right? It didn't go on.
I'm afraid we are not allowed to give advice on visa issues.
Right. So can they give advice or not?
Not.
No, they are not. All right. Ksenia, next one.
You don't have to pay by cash or buy a ticket if you are taking tubes or business in London. Buses in London.
Ksenia, you don't have to pay by cash, but if you like, can you?
Yes, can.
So you can, right. Irene, next one.
You should wear headphones if you are playing music or watching videos on your phone.
Yes, this is right. You should. Right. And Ksenia, the next one.
When you're at a pedestrian crossing, you are not supposed cross until you see the green man.
Yes. Right. Okay. So, ladies, and these are called different verbs and structures that will speak about obligation and permission. Nice, interesting words. So, Irene, do you know what is obligation?
Обязательно или что-то?
Что-то обязательное, да. Обязательство или то, что нам сделать обязательно. Something that is necessary or important to do. Ksenia, and what is permission? Do you know? Do you have ideas?
No.
No, permission is maybe a new word. Permission — это разрешение. Мы что-то можем, нам разрешено. Permission. Okay. And today we are going to look at how we can speak about obligation. Something is important to do, for example, when you come to a country, or permission, what you can do or can't do. Yes. And here mostly we will be speaking about different verbs. Let's see. Needn't, must, have to, should — это все нам знакомые слова. And can, you can use them to show obligation or permission. Yes? All of these words are always followed by, what do you use after them?
Infinitive without to.
Infinitive without to. So that means just infinitive. Yes? Must do your homework. Or you should, yes, come to the lesson on time. Yeah? So we know these verbs. However, there are some more structures. Yes? And let's look at them. The first structure is to be required to. Look at the example. We have it. You're required to register with the police. So, does the modal verb, does it mean to be required to means you have to, can, or should do it?
You have to.
You have to. Обязательно. Это нужно сделать. Can можете, ну, да, но нет. Не совсем. Нам нужно это сделать. We have to do it. Should не подходит. Should это рекомендация. Нам не рекомендуют. Нам здесь это правило. So, to be required to and have to speak about, have a look, absolute obligation. Ну вот если в полицию надо идти регистрироваться, все, что с полицией, это точно очень строго и серьезно. Yes? Okay. Then the opposite, have a look. Be not required to. What does it mean? We have example. You, так. If you have a short-term visa, then you are not required to register. That means you mustn't, you don't have to, or you needn't do that.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. И еще один глагол нам подходит здесь.
Needn't.
Needn't.
Absolutely. Yes, and needn't. Right? Mustn't не подходит, потому что mustn't, что означает mustn't?
Что нельзя ни при каких обстоятельствах.
Нельзя, да? Тут нам, конечно, можно. Ну, приду, зарегистрируюсь, но никто меня об этом не просил. I don't need to do it, yes? Or I don't have to do it. Okay. Then we've got the next one. Be supposed to, and we've got example here as well. Yes, the last one. When you're at a pedestrian crossing, you are not. Okay, sorry, it's not. Нету positive. Окей, давайте так попробуем. Be supposed to means you must, should, ought to do something. Check it out. It's weak obligation. Ну, такая не сильная, да, какая-то обязательство.
Should, ought to.
Should and ought to. То есть, грубо говоря, to be supposed to – это рекомендация, recommendation. Или совет. You're supposed to. Очень часто на русский язык его переводят как, ну, вот от вас ожидают. Да? Или подразумевается, что вы что-то там должны делать. То есть вас за это никто не арестует и не накажет. Yeah? Ну, крайне рекомендовано. Should. Смотрим дальше. Be not supposed to means, what do you think? It's again weak obligation, ladies.
Shouldn't, ought
Should.
not to.
And ought not to. Again, it's a recommendation. You are not supposed to talk to people loudly in the train. Но вас никто не накажет, вам штраф за это не выпишут, ничего не будет. Yeah? But you are not supposed to do that. Yes? You shouldn't. Okay. Then we have ought to, which actually means
Should.
should. Ought to is a synonym for should. And again, it says weak obligation. So они все три одинаковые. Be supposed to, should, ought to. They are all weak obligation. Yes? Be supposed to, should, and ought to. And then we come to permission, разрешение. Нам что-то разрешено. So, be allowed to means you
can.
You can. Вы можете, вам разрешено. Yes, you can. You can park here. You're allowed to park here. Yeah? And the opposite, you have no permission. You are not allowed to, or you
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 can't.
can't. You can't do that. Hmm? So that means you don't have this permission. Okay. Some new words?
Yes.
Yes. Which ones are in? Which ones are new?
Be supposed to, be not supposed to.
Okay. Ksenia, how about you? Which ones are new for you?
Be required to and be
Mhm.
supposed to.
Okay, very, very good. Yes. So be required to, that means it's very important. Yes, it's very, very important. It's a strong rule. Be supposed to, it's not so important, but it's a good recommendation for you. Okay. Right. Let's practice pronunciation first of all, a little bit. Just in a second. Oops. Yes. Okay. So I'd like you to listen to the sentences. Check out how we pronounce this required to, allowed to, and so on. First, listen and check how we pronounce.
Unit 3. Recording 8. 1,
You're required to register.
2,
You're allowed to have 2 passports.
3,
You're supposed to carry ID.
4,
You're not supposed to talk in here.
Mhm. Okay. Tell me, please, ladies, do you hear this R very clearly?
No.
No.
No, almost not, yes? It's like you're required. Потому что здесь начинается буковка Р, и здесь Р, оно будет у вас все сливаться в одно. You're required. Да, чуть-чуть такое протянутое. You're allowed. Здесь-то чуть-чуть получше, да? You're allowed. Yes? You're supposed. В общем, эти Р, они без ударения, поэтому их плоховато слышно. Но они там есть. Okay? So they are there. You need to remember about them. Okay, we're going to try out. Please listen and repeat the sentences. All right? It is a great idea to mute yourselves, listen, and repeat. Let's go.
Unit 3. Recording 8. 1,
You're required to register.
Mhm.
2,
You're allowed to have 2 passports.
3,
You're supposed to carry ID.
4,
You're not supposed to talk in here.
Yeah, back, turn on your microphones, yeah? Okay, we're going to try one more time, okay? Only one person will repeat the sentence. Let's go.
Unit 3. Recording 8. 1,
You're required to register.
Ksenia?
You're required to register.
Good.
2,
You're allowed to have 2 passports.
Irene.
You're allowed to have 2 passports.
Good job. Okay.
3,
You're supposed to carry ID.
You're
Ksenia?
supposed to carry ID.
And Irene.
4,
You're not supposed to talk in here.
You're not supposed to talk in here.
Okay. Ladies, I've got a call. Someone is ringing the door. Give me just a second, okay?
You're not supposed to talk in here.
All right. Sorry, that was just the delivery. Okay, lovely. So let's give it a try then. Oh, just a moment. And here we'll see quite some rules, yeah? And these are the notice boards that you may come across in different public places. What do we need to do here is to look and decide, is it a strong rule or is it a recommendation, and complete these notice boards with the correct modal verbs. Try it yourself, try out a couple of minutes, and then we will compare. Mhm. Ladies, let's see what we have, and the rest we will help each other. Okay, Ksenia, take any picture you're sure about and say the sentence.
People don't have to bring pets here.
Don't have to. Don't have to, это им не обязательно.
М,
Вам нельзя.
Aren't allowed to.
Very good. Yes. Aren't allowed to. Yeah. Bring the pets. Exactly. Ksenia, what do you think? Where can you see this sign?
Shops, some shops.
That's right. I agree. Okay. Irin, go on.
Passengers are supposed to give up their seats for people with special needs.
Yes, are supposed to. Exactly. So, are supposed to, it's not a strong rule. Yes, it's okay. You will not get a fine or something, but you'd rather, you should. Okay, very good. Ksenia, go on.
Maybe people are supposed to be careful.
People are supposed to be careful. That's right. People are supposed to be careful. It is the same.
I use ought to.
Ought to.
Ought to be
Подошло бы тоже. Да. Ought to. Yes, I agree. Ought to. Okay, lovely. Good. Irin, what about next?
3 people aren't supposed to have experience.
Okay, Ksenia, and do you agree?
Yes.
What else can we use here?
Don't have to.
We can use don't have to. И не обязательно. They don't have to have an experience. Yeah? Okay. Fine. Ksenia, how about next ones? What do you have?
People are allowed to swim here.
Okay, that's good. People are allowed to swim here. Irin, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. All right, then Irin, your turn.
People aren't supposed to waste paper.
And supposed to. Very good. Yes. That's good. All right. Ksenia, do you have the same?
Yes.
Yes. Again, this is a recommendation. Yes, it's just recommended. Good job. Ksenia, 7 or 8?
7. People are required to remove any hats, hoods, and sunglasses.
Very good. And is it strong rule or just a recommendation?
Strong.
Strong rule. That's strong rule. Okay. Irin, and the next one?
People aren't allowed to feed the monkeys.
That's right. And is it a strong rule or it's just a recommendation?
It's a strong rule.
Very strong prohibition, yes. Strong prohibition, exactly. Okay, so as you see, ladies, sometimes more than one answer is possible, and that's all right. Yes, that's totally right, because they are synonyms, right? Okay, and we said that number 1 we may see in a supermarket or some shop. Irin, where do you see number 2?
In some public transport.
Public transport, that's right. Ksenia, how about number 3? Where do you see this one? Where might you see this one? No job experience necessary.
Maybe in some extreme parks, for example.
Okay, so it is any kind of job advert, yes? It's some information about a job, I guess, right? Oh, Ksenia, and 4, what do you think about this one?
Some shop center. Всё, забыла, как называется эти.
Shopping center, it's good, yeah.
Shopping center and in my clinic too.
Yeah, Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay, good job. Erin, what about 5?
Maybe in the beach.
Yes. Or swimming pool, yeah. The
Yes.
beach, yeah. Okay. Ksenia, and the 6?
Maybe in some big office
Mhm.
center.
Yeah, I guess so. Some office, right? Erin, and this one, number 7.
Uh, eh, in some shop centers, but I don't know where exactly. Remove your heads.
Shopping centers, yeah. Maybe cinema, maybe band.
Yes.
Good. Ksenia, and the 8?
Zoo.
Zoo, that's right. Yes, the zoo, exactly. Very, very nice. So, ladies, yes, around us we've got quite a lot of rules, yes, and of course we have quite a lot of rules at our working places. Next time we will be talking about them a little bit more, but of course I will ask you to practice these forms, yeah, as a homework because they were new for us, which is great. And yes, next time we'll continue working with them. Right. So then, thank you very much and have a lovely evening today. Have a good weekend and see you next week.